Hello, you fantastic people, and welcome back to Borderlands 3. In this video, we're going to go over the new HELLWALKER buff. I'm going to show you guys a build that you guys want to rock if you want to mess around with it this week. Of course, new level caps coming out, but if you want to mess around with this week, this thing is so much fun to use, trust me. I'm going to go through a build for you. A legendary weapon guide, where to get it from, what anointments you want to be looking out for, and the different variations you can get. But let's just jump straight into it. I'm going to show you guys some clips on screen of me taking this thing through the Melee 1 takedown, which you wouldn't think would be the first flex you would use for a fire shotgun. But this thing is so damn strong after this buff that is just... it melts everything. It doesn't matter if it has shields, doesn't matter if it is armored like Wotan, doesn't matter if it is just a regular enemy, doesn't matter if it is a Nog with 3 different health bars, it melts through everything, and it is so much fun to use. If you guys don't know what this shotgun is, essentially it is a Doom reference. It makes such a sick guitar noise every single time you shoot it, and it just looks awesome. It does fire damage. It also has a dope shooting pattern, which I'm sure most people don't actually notice, but if you shoot it against the wall, you'll notice the awesome pattern it shoots out as well. And this thing didn't really do that much damage after around about the first 3 months of the game. It was one of my favorite shotguns, so much fun, just because of the noise and just how it interacts, all that stuff. And then around about Mayhem 4 came out, it really dropped off, and then Mayhem 10, it just became completely unviable for Mayhem 10, unfortunately. But now, it got buffed as part of the hotfix on Thursday, and this thing just wrecks. It is by far the best Jacob shotgun in this game. And I say that as a huge Jacob shotgun fan who has used it on flak throughout the entire game. And it's just factually better. The Stagecoach times 25, I think it's 75k-ish range. So a God roll Stagecoach hits about 75,000 damage, space damage. No elemental damage. This new buff, HELLWALKER shotgun, it's for 160, 175-ish thousand damage without its elemental damage, which is disgusting, which I think is about 5,000 per pellet. I'll double check that stat in a second, but let's just say it is quite easily double the damage of the strongest AK Stagecoach shotgun in the game. So now it is so much fun. It doesn't matter where you take it, doesn't matter what boss you verse. It is just a ton of fun. Yeah, I wasn't really confident with that 5,000 elemental damage number. That was the pre-buff number. It's actually 21,000 fire damage per second. That is the new buff stat, and just it wrecks every other Jacob shotgun. I have so many on this build, and I don't even compare anymore, which is absolutely amazing. The best thing about farming this thing is the stats are always locked, which is dope. So 16.9 thousand damage times 10 is always going to be the damage. You don't have to farm the best God rolls, the best parts, all that stuff. It's always going to be the same. Accuracy, handling, reload time, the fire rate, magazine, all the same, all the time. The only thing you're going to have to farm for, and as well because only fire elemental, you don't have to farm for those. Just have to farm for the best anointment that you want, which makes it a whole lot easier to farm. Now just quickly, if you guys want to farm the dedicated drop spot for the HELLWALKER, you want to go to first Pandora, then to Splinterland, and you guys are going to want to farm what was originally a rare spawn, so thankfully it's no longer that. You can actually go to either location. It doesn't really matter because it's eventually going to end up in the middle here. If you go from this one, just travel down here, go up the little hill part, and then just park your car here. There's a new station that's super close. I believe it's like just here somewhere. And then you run down, you can grab ammo if you want. You want to go to the back of this bandit camp area, and right here you will find a road dog. He is originally a rare spawn, now spawns every single time, which is amazing. He has 3 dedicated drops, I'm pretty sure. He has the red line for sure, the HELLWALKER, and the splatter gun artifact. The HELLWALKER is definitely the one you want to get from this guy. He can be super weird with his drops. Originally, I farmed this thing so many times on stream. Got a few good ones here and there, nothing too crazy. And then I went off stream, farmed this thing for like 3 hours, about 120 farms, not a singular HELLWALKER drop. I got the other 2, but got no HELLWALKER drop. I was literally convinced that they had turned down the drop so ridiculously low since they buffed it. And then once it finally dropped 1, it was next to max fire. So I was absolutely pumped. I was like, sweet, at least it finally dropped something, and it's one I actually really, really want. Then when I had dinner, came back, farmed 20 times, got 5 HELLWALKERs, and got the rest of pretty much the ones you saw on screen. I don't know if that's bugged. I don't know if that's just my horrible RNG, but good luck, boys. If you're going to go farm for this thing, it can be super grim. The other variants I have, like I said, next to max fire, it's pretty much what I use on anything that isn't armored. If anything I do have armored, I have a corrosive one. This thing absolutely shreds Wotan. It one-shot the Kraken, if you saw that in the clip. If not, I'll show it on screen right now. This thing, it's nasty, actually disgusting. Oh, and just quickly, if you guys want to pause and check out the stats for yourselves to compare the Stagecoach versus the HELLWALKER, that's how different the damage numbers are now. It is actually ridiculous. Okay, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. Quick overview of this build. Essentially, if you want the absolute maximum damage out of this thing, you want to pump as much fire damage, crit hit damage, and just regular damage you can get out of flak as you possibly can. Starting with an Old God, this is from DLC 2. If you don't have DLC 2, you can rock pretty much any other shield. For example, a stopgap is a great choice, or a transformer is a great choice, particularly if you're mobbing through the melee 1 takedown. That's actually what I do rock because the bullet absorb is very, very helpful, or the immunity stage of the stopgap. But if you want to do maximum damage, the bonus 20% fire damage of an Old God is nasty. And if you get action skill and fire damage, that's going to help you so much with your damage. Pair that with on action skill and radiation damage on an It's Piss grenade versus bosses, or just versus anything, to be honest. Just throw those whenever you want, and you're just going to obliterate anything. But whenever you finish your fadeaway, that final shot, and for the next 10 seconds, it's going to have these bonus elemental damage that rocks like crazy. Having that radiation makes sure essentially anything that is fire resistant gets smacked anyway, because you're adding radiation damage to your shots. As for class mods, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty stacked for this event. I had pretty much used Jacob shotguns through the entire game. So we've got weapon crit, Jacob's crit, and shotgun damage all in one roll, and 3 points in most dangerous game. This is pretty much the best class mod you can get for a Jacob shotgun. It's kind of nasty. You don't need it for it to do a ton of damage, but the amount of damage you're seeing on screen is definitely helped by having this class mod. If you can get Jacob's shotgun, Jacob's weapon crit, Jacob's weapon damage, just regular weapon damage, regular weapon crit damage, shotgun damage, anything that's going to increase it is definitely going to help you try and get one of those on there. The Pearl is just the best artifact in the game. It is from DLC 3. If you don't have it, you don't necessarily need it. I often run a Snowdrift Auto, getting that health back a ton. Having shotgun damage, mag size, action skill cooldown on your passives is an amazing roll as well. Literally kept that from level 53 because it's just such a perfect roll. Zooming around as well in the Wotan fight keeps flak alive. Really good. You don't need speed demon or anything like that for Mayhem modifiers, so that would be my recommendation if you don't have DLC. Now, as for the fun stuff, the skill tree, I'll definitely update this for level 65 as well, but I thought, why not bring out a build video just for level 60 if you guys want to mess around with it for a week. This is definitely what you want to rock. I'll also have a save file down below in the description if you guys want to just jump in, if you're on PC, mess around with it without having to worry too much about farming the perfect rolls for the next week or so. Starting with Leave No Trace, this one is a tricky one and is a huge deal when it comes to the HELLWALKER because the fire rate and reload speed is so damn quick. Essentially, you can't get bullets back in your magazine fast enough before it decides to start reloading, so you definitely need mag size on whatever artifact you're rocking for it to be worth using, pretty much. So if you have one on the Pearl like I do, you get to shoot twice rather than just once. You have 2 bullets in the magazine as standard, but it consumes 2, so it's essentially just running out straight away and reloading and wasting a ton of your time and a ton of your damage. If you have extra, that means shooting slower, just one shot, and then letting clock a bullet back in and shooting again is going to be way quicker. In that case, put 3 points in Leave No Trace. Put 5 points in Interplanetary Stalker. This is a no-brainer. Ton of damage for flak in mobbing situations and bossing situations because you're rocking a bounty hunter class mod. You could proc this in bossing situations as well. As for Hunter's Eye, definitely put 5 points in this. This is an amazing ability for bossing and mobbing situations. Get a ton of different abilities for humans, robots, and beasts, and all of those apply to bossing situations as well. Head count is huge for this build. Put 3 points into it. You want to get your action skill back as quickly as possible to get those anointments to proc on repeat super quick. That's a huge part of this build. Reload time, it is already super quick, but I put all 5 points into second intention to try and get that just as quick. Like, you don't want to actually notice the reload time. I don't like single fire shotguns unless they're either adding ammo back to the magazine, or if I like shoot too quickly with the HELLWALKER and I don't proc it quick enough. I want that to be instantly done. I don't want to be stuck in the middle of a fight or reloading, so I put 5 points into that one. This isn't necessary to Fang, it's only good for single pellet weapons, which the HELLWALKER is not, so skip that one. Go down to Big Game, put 3 points into that, always in the red tree. Now, the Most Dangerous Game is probably the best kill skill in this game for flak. This thing is amazing, put 3 points into it. If you can get an absolute god roll of a class mod that has an extra 3 points into it, which I know is extremely hard to get, but if you can, it does a ton of damage. You get gun damage, crit damage, pet damage, and it lasts 120 seconds. So that's well worth getting if you can get it. Also, put a point into Galactic Shadow. 50% crit damage for 1 point. It's the cheapest point you're ever going to spend. Megavore, of course, amazing. 20% chance, to hit a critical hit anywhere in the body is amazing. You're proccing head count, you're proccing Leave No Trace. You're just doing a ton of extra damage wherever you hit them in the body. BL3, simple, 3 points into persistent hunter, extra gun damage, action skill duration. I use action skill duration to essentially run out of the way, regen health, or just get into the position to hit them in the back of the head or wherever their crit spot is, and just line yourself up with your shots. As for green tree, now this is a fadeaway build. You can very easily change this to a rack attack build if you prefer that. By the way, it's very simple. You literally just go bang, bang, and bang there as well, and it'll be set up. But fadeaway, we are rocking it, of course, fadeaway. And then Not My Circus, aka 3-shot fadeaway, not Gorillas in the Mist. You can if you want to. If you have a 200% ASA, you could substitute it for Gorillas in the Mist if you want. But this thing does more damage if you can get your action skill by no means to proc all the time, because you're getting so much extra damage out of that. So I'd recommend Not My Circus combined with, of course, Unblinking Eye. Critical hits, 3 resets every 3 hits, 75% extra crit damage per hit is disgustingly strong. As for the points, I put 5 points into Furious Attack. Gun damage means more damage, is amazing. Eager to Impress, I don't think I've actually ever spec'd into this in the entire time that I've made flag builds on this channel, but I would highly recommend for this build in particular. It's not usually necessary because most weapons, most shotguns that I use, proc Leave No Trace, or sorry, head count actually, so quick with the crit hits, that's going to be back fast enough, it's not going to really matter, or I'm not really relying on the next 2 mags anointment as much. But because the Hellwalker is just a fire weapon and we want to fight Wotan with corrosive ASCs, stuff like that, we want to be proccing it even quicker. So essentially put 5 points into Eager to Impress. Whenever you kill an enemy, get 1.25 seconds off your cooldown time, which is actually quite significant. With one shot, you can pretty much take out 2 to maybe even 5 enemies at once in the melee one takedown. So you pretty much get that super quick. Would recommend putting that in. Put a point in Lick the Wounds. If flag goes down by a barrel, you don't want to be just sitting there and then have to reset the melee one takedown. Put a point there. 3 points into Turn Tail of Run. A ton of health regen and damage reduction while moving. Gun damage and fire rate when you are standing still. To get you down to the next level, I put 1 point into Self-Repairing System. Extra health and a health of regen is super helpful for flak at any time. That gets you down to Fast and the Furious. 3 points there. Extra gun damage is always very nice. 3 extra points. Hidden Machine, I put 5 points, 30% extra gun damage, which I just noticed how actually cheap Galactic Shadow is. 5 points in this thing means 30% damage, where Galactic Shadow is 1 point, 15%. That's pretty nice. Now that won't quite get you down to the next cap, so anyone put 2 points into Self-Repairing System for more health and health regen. Of course, that'll get you down to the Parent side. Essentially, whenever you go into Fadeaway or activate your action skill, if you're using Rack Attack, if you're in full health or at full health, sorry, you get extra 50% damage for 15 seconds. And if you're using action skill all the damn time, looping that super quick, you're getting a ton of damage on repeat all the time, and you're just absolutely annihilating things. It's amazing. As for pet recommendations, you could honestly rock the Jabber if you want to for that extra movement speed, max health, or your crit damage movement speed. But I would recommend highly the Spider Ant Scorcher. This thing, 10% extra elemental damage with a Hellwalker that does what I say like 21,000 fire damage. It's nasty. Use this one, plus you get health regen of 1% per second, will help you survive even longer as well. But yeah, that is everything for the skill tree. I have some more clips on screen showing the rest of the bosses and this thing in action. Again, if you guys want, there is a PC save file down in the description for your faces. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash subscribe down below. That would be amazing. If you want to hit that bell, YouTube will notify you for whenever I post a video. I'm going to be going absolutely off with the new builds, level 65, the new DLC. It's going to be a ton of fun updating all the new builds, seeing the new meta weapons, seeing all the extra points we can put into Flak skill tree. It's going to be so much fun. There's going to be some crazy builds coming out of it, and I'm super keen. If you guys want to help me out even more, you can smash the like down below. Feel free to leave any comments down below for any questions, anything like that. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. If you guys want to check us out over on Twitch, that is linked down below. I stream pretty much every day just after I post my YouTube videos. We always have a good time hanging out with chat, making some builds, farming some god roll weapons, and just generally having a good time. We also have a Discord if you want to check that out, Twitter, all that good stuff. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. See you guys in the next video and a live stream. Till then, adios.